Today we're talking about Sunhaven's 0.6 update that will be coming out on September 14th. I'm mostly interested in the changes I'm excited for, obviously, but I'll also hopefully be closing the final chapter of random stuff that I complain about in this game. We're approaching the final stretch, and now we've gotten all the way to the original Events update, now titled Events and Bosses, but our first change has little to do with either of these. Instead, it's an expansion of the story, with changes being weaved throughout some of the main quest lines. These changes will hopefully flesh out the world a little bit more, and Pixel Sprout suggests creating a new character for 0.6 if you want to see all of them. Honestly, I'm pretty excited to see how this goes. Context and story are both rather important for any RPG-like game, and that's what they're trying to be, so yeah, good. Step 2 in our attempt to reach world domination is to expand the village. Sunhaven will be getting a little bit bigger in 0.6, partially to fit in the new events, and partially because, why not? These changes should see some general improvements to some locations and include some space for events, new characters, and a museum that won't open its door until 0.7, which was originally the season's update, but now we can dedicate that to Blathers. The third major change that has nothing to do with the title to the update is player customization. Some dingus on the internet once said that player customization was about giving people the ability to make whatever they want to identify with in a game. That seems to be what they're doing here. They'll be adding multiple options for a bunch of races, and will also be adding the ability to not select some options. For example, angels and demons will allow you to just not have wings anymore. This may sound weird to some, but honestly it just opens up a lot for those who are creatively inclined, so anybody but me. And last on our list of non-headline features for now, we're heading back to Moria with 2 new mines. If you played the game before, you'll know that Sunhaven does have a mine, but it currently holds a monopoly over all rock-based raw materials, which makes Withergate's construction even more interesting. With 0.6, all that changes, and just like the Trustbusters we hope to be, the monopoly will crumble. Both Nalvari and Withergate will be getting their own dig holes that you can use to gain raw materials. The mines come with new resources, new upgrades, new craftables, and new fears. Oh wait, that one might just be me. Now that we've come this far, maybe you'd like to hear a little bit about the events being added in the Events and Bosses update. The team has teased 1. The Lantern Festival. But if we look at the roadmaps, we can see a few events that were planned. Maybe they're here, maybe they're not, but one can hope. Those that were listed that aren't included here are the Music Festival, Candy Festival, Craft Fair, and a cook-off event. They may potentially be delayed because the game is currently in Eternal Spring, and stuff like the Candy Festival sounds more tailored to fall, but maybe they'll all be there. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, the Lantern Festival. It's a great time to meet your neighbors, explore some culture, and get your own lantern. And on the other end of the title, bosses are making their way into the game. These are battles that are meant to be more difficult than standard fights, and they should have a variety of ways to defeat them. Yet another core of the RPG being added. It's finally growing up. Those bosses shouldn't just be related to combat, as the roadmap lists things like a fishing boss or woodcutting boss that may be defeatable with alternative skills. Honestly, only a little is confirmed here, but this should spice up the game at least a bit. Now, if you thought that was everything, then you're wrong. We haven't gotten to the best part. That's right, controller support is finally being built into the game. That might sound like a joke, but as someone with wrist issues that are exacerbated by the keyboard and mouse thing, I can't wait for this. Okay, but the other major thing. If you watched my 0.5 review, you may remember that multiplayer was a bit completely broken and the code needed an overhaul. Well, coming soon to the beta, accessible through following instructions on the Sunhaven Discord, a link somewhere in the description, will be a new test of some of the content listed in this video and their new multiplayer system. While these changes won't necessarily fix every multiplayer issue, because people like me will still find a way to break everything, it should dramatically reduce the amount of crashes and player disconnects. That means that, come September 14th, my biggest complaint in the last video might actually be solved. So, Come that date, I will need something new to complain about. My current guess is that it will be the UI, but stick around to find out if I decided on something else. If you're watching this from the future, here is my video about the state of the game post 0.6 update. Thank you for watching.